Tampa Bay Plus streaming app. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins, and
I'm meteorologist Colleen Campbell. Hello.
was that the right hand again? I mean, you got to start using the left hand for
I
a
know,
while to celebrate.
I do. Yeah, I don't want it to fly off. I got to get this thing resized.
that's probably smart.
Protecting it now, yeah.
Okay, let's talk about. We were going to start today with tropics because we do have something to talk about. But look, this thing's a week and a half away at least. And that's, we don't even, it may not even get here, right? Okay, but it's going to be way out there. But we're going to start local today because we do have some weather, especially down into Manatee County. Most areas you're not seeing a lot of rain out there today. A lot of clouds, but there's some sunshine getting in there. But we've got some actually decent rain down into Manatee County right now. It's starting to move a little bit more back out towards the coast. So the areas like Duet, back down through Bradenton, that line through there, that's all a lot of rain. Right now it's down here towards the beach. I mean, AMI is getting it pretty good. Of course, Bradenton Beach, Bayshore Gardens, it's been mostly to the north. But if you look at the area to the north and east, well, to the east, I guess I should say, of Bradenton, there is a flood advisory in effect until 5:30. And Colleen, you know, I think they just let the other. We had another one that was out in here.
Yeah, it looks like they allowed that to expire.
It just expired. And what that means, a flood advisory means that usually it means about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall has already fallen, and there's some localized flooding occurring because of that, right? It's not storm surge, this is rainfall flooding. And then it takes time to drain off, and it usually does, and that's why these only last for so long. So that one has expired, but the one here along the coast will continue until about 5:30, so we're about, 59 minutes from that expiring. So keep that in mind, and as we showed you that the rainfall totals have been about 3.5 inches for some of these spots. There we go.
Very localized.
Yeah.
Certainly not seeing that rain to the north.
Yeah, well, look at Highway 64 in the Fox Lee area. Like, if you're south of there, you got 1.5 inches of rain. If you're north of there, you didn't get much at all.
Right, yeah.
So not necessarily isolated, because this is a long, like, strand of showers. And that's the problem. They just weren't moving. So you can see what's happened here. In fact, that's the last hour. Let's go back 2 hours and put this in motion and see how it starts here in Duet, and then it extends over here. And it just, that's a good hour and 15 minutes of rainfall over Duet.
Yeah.
Okay, similar is going on here into Sebring area, northern parts of Highlands, parts of Hardy County. So I would imagine we're going to get 1 to 2, maybe even 3 inches there in the Highlands County area, and especially up here north, up towards Sebring. Very rural area, so that mostly that's okay. And this one doesn't look as bad as what we saw over there in Manatee County. And not terrible either way you look at it, right? But anytime you get storms that are just stationary or training over an area, or kind of what you're getting today, just keep raining over the same spot, you have to watch those.
Yeah.
Now, clouds. It's been nice.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as soon as you get into Pasco County and Hernando County, look how much sunnier, and you have less cloud cover out there. Really not a lot of rain. And we were talking about Virga yesterday. So definitely some drier air for those northernmost locations. Again, most of the rain has been kind of trapped across Manatee and Sarasota County, where that flood advisory currently exists. And moving into southwest Florida as well. But yeah, still have a little bit of drier air that's mixing into our atmospheres for areas north of Tampa Bay.
Yeah, it's nice. And the clouds that are streaming north up here over Pasco and Hernando, they're mid and high level clouds from these storms that are out here over the Gulf. The rain that you're seeing here, over land at least, that's that low stuff. And if you look off in the distance, you'll see those kind of whiter high clouds, but darker gray low level clouds kind of bubbling up. And we got two different things going on here again today. Again today, though, look at South Florida. I mean, man, Southwest Florida over to South Florida and the Keys.
Key West, yeah.
It's just been raining hard in the Keys the last 2 days now. And that's very steady rainfall for them, and it actually goes all the way out into the Bahamas. Reason why? Stalled frontal boundary. And this is interesting. You see this low being shown here on the surface map. I don't really see anything going on here. The models have said that perhaps a low forms here and then moves across the central and southern part of the state.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the models definitely want to spin up a little weak area of low pressure, but again, that's pretty typical for this time of the year, especially when you have those stalled out frontal boundaries. You can absolutely get a little low to spin off from that, but Nothing too significant there. It will increase our rain chances, though, as we move into next week. We have better moisture, so we will have better rain coverage. Bobby, you think we'll have a weather impact alert next week with that increase of rain?
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's all about timing. Our weather impact alerts, if we get a 70% chance for rain, like the kind of real good coverage, or if we get it first thing in the morning. And so that's kind of to give you a heads up when there's weather that's not normally expected. Doesn't have to be severe, and that's kind of the key about our weather impact alert. And I know sometimes it can seem like we're doing it a lot, but if we have rain when we're not normally seeing rain, even if it's not severe, we're going to let you know, because that's the difference between the kids riding the bikes to school in the morning or you got to spend an hour in the car line.
Right. And holidays too, like we had our Labor Day weekend, we had a weather impact alert. Again, it wasn't really severe weather. We really didn't even have that many flood advisories, but since it was a holiday weekend, we were taking that into consideration. A lot of people had off Monday. The weather impact alert was for Sunday, it was for Saturday. So if you had any weekend plans, of course, we wanted you to keep that in mind. And that's the point of those weather impact alerts. As we said, it's not all gloom and doom. It's kind of just to give you a heads up so you can plan your day better.
Yeah. We'll start out here with Ray J. I know there's no football game here, but I am excited the football's back tonight. Finally.
I messed up today, but everybody that knows my team,
Your
although
accent.
I cheer for the Bucks, but of course I have my home team where I was born and raised, and I'm wearing the wrong color, Bobby.
The Eagles and the Bucks. Yeah, that's not a good color for the Eagles, especially when they're playing Dallas.
Or the Bucks. I'm losing on both.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's Dallas colors almost. You're at least Giants,
oh,
right?
No.
91 degrees, dew point 72. Still relatively low dew points out there. That's fantastic. I mean, it's warm, don't get me wrong, but that feels like temperature's 98 degrees, and that's almost saying something. Humidity's right around 53%. It is warmer, obviously, the further north you go, because we were talking about the clearer skies, Pasco, Hernando, Citrus, although Pasco's now starting to see a few high clouds out there, but 92 in Brooksville, 94 in Homosassa. I will say that temperature sensor in Homosassa runs a little warm, but 92 degrees, pretty good out there. 84 in Port Manatee, and Sarasota right now, 80 degrees. Wow. With those showers around. Now, let's go through the model. Let's go through about 8 o'clock tonight. Still some rain left over. In fact, even creeping up into southern Pinellas, certainly western Manatee, but Hardy, DeSoto, Highlands counties. Notice the further north you go, there's just not much rain. Now, did you see that? Let me back this up a little bit. In fact, let me go ahead and just change the stop on this. You see that? There's a line coming through this evening. Okay, and that's right around 10:30. You see these little few showers here, even up into Pasco, up into almost Dade City. Okay, that's a pretty decent chance that we see at least a couple small showers. Nothing severe, barely even thunderstorms. But after that, and that was about 10:30, the rain's going to fall apart and we're dry overnight. Tomorrow morning, 7:30, we start dry. We do have some clouds again, so we're kind of in and out of the clouds. But by lunchtime, still dry. Starting to see a pop-up shower or two. And then tomorrow's a little bit different. We're starting to transition a little bit more to this east to northeast wind. We've kind of had it, but it hasn't been strong enough to really give us these afternoon storms.
Yeah.
But tomorrow we're going to get that. And so you see a few storms pop up here along the coast around 2 to 3. But this is what we're focusing on here. This line, I know it's tough to see, but that is a line really. And that thing's coming all the way across.
Yeah, so anybody with kids, you're picking them up around 3 o'clock, especially for those interior locations, Polk County, Highlands County. You guys will see the rain first with that easterly winds, and then as we move to the evening, heading out toward dinner plans. If you have any plans along the beaches, St. Pete's, if you're going out in Tampa, just be aware around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, you will start to see that rain start to push your way.
And then Manatee and Sarasota, I mean, that's really good chance. In fact, we should have a better chance, more coverage of rain the further south you go of Tampa. So that I buy that model very, very much there. 7 a.m. Saturday. Let's go out to Saturday. A few showers pop up around 1:30 in the afternoon. Look what happens by about 5, 6 o'clock. Afternoon showers and storms. It's not a rain out. And in fact, I think for most people, it'll feel a little bit more summertime typical out there. All right. For this evening, scattered showers for through about 7 to 9 o'clock. There's still a small chance after 8 o'clock, after 10, but by about 10:30, 11, it's almost all gone. Our 7-day forecast showing rain chance going 40 to 50% on Saturday, a little less on Sunday. And then next week, 40, 50, 60%. You see it building as we work our way. That's more typical summertime stuff right there, right? So coverage comes up. It's mainly late afternoon and early evening hours, and temperatures actually with a few extra clouds will cool down a little bit by the time we get towards Wednesday of next week. All right, guys, no hail is expected in our forecast, but we've got some video.
Wow, look at that.
That's almost golf ball size hail.
I was going to say, yeah, wow. Let's see, it has the bounce and everything.
Yeah, we'll show you where that was, and we'll talk elsewhere across the country with some wild weather video coming up after the break.
Discover the magic of a beautifully organized home during our Shades of Summer promotional event. Transform your space with vibrant, uplifting colors designed to boost your mood year-round. And enjoy savings up to 20% on our favorite summer-inspired finishes. Whether it's your garage, home office, or bedroom, California Closets Tampa Bay will create a stylish, expertly organized space just for you. Get started today by visiting one of our conveniently located showrooms or booking your complimentary design consultation at CaliforniaClosetstampaBay.com.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
I was rear-ended by a reckless driver. I called attorney Dan Newland and he got me $500,000. And that money is really gonna help me.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000. That's 813-888-8000.
Dan, your team was awesome. Thank you for winning my case.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, welcome back. So before the break, we showed you some awesome video of hail. We wanted you guys to guess where that was. You can still guess. We're going to show some coverage of some wild weather from across the country, not just the hail, the wildfires. If you joined us yesterday for our 4:30 show, we were talking about those wildfires in California, sparked from some lightning with some dry storms. Now, it's been very dry, also very windy out there, so those dry conditions can absolutely help those wildfires spread and be hard to put out. And then the hail, awesome video there. We want you guys to guess where that video is from. And then, of course, we're going to wrap that video up with the tropics, and then we're going to come back here and give a little breakdown of what we're tracking in the tropics right now. So let's roll the clip.
The Watch Duty app just kept buzzing, and I'm thinking, oh, it's copper. Oh, it's south of here.
Like many Calaveras County residents who are used to getting wildfire alerts, Kimber Nealon thought the threat pinging her phone was farther away.
No, it's right in my next door. It's in my backyard.
But she soon found herself among those fleeing the path of the TCU September Lightning Complex fires in Central California. CAL FIRE officials say at least 16 smaller fires comprise the blaze that's charred more than 13,500 acres across 3 counties.
It's very scary. It was, because we could have lost our horses and all of our vehicles at the same time. We're probably losing our home.
Lori Tomasevich lives in Chinese Camp, a historic gold rush town in Tuolumne County. Authorities say more than 300 people were forced to leave, and many buildings in the town were heavily damaged or destroyed. As of this afternoon, CAL FIRE says the TCU complex blazes are less than 20% contained overall. From fire to ice and massive baseball-sized hail that pounded parts of Wichita, Kansas Wednesday. This resident tells CNN, fortunately, her cars were in the garage, but she will have her roof inspected. Out in the Atlantic, the next potential named storm is brewing. The National Hurricane Center says there's an 80% chance a new tropical storm could form within a week. And if it does, it'll be named Gabrielle. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
All right, so yeah, some wild weather there. It's kind of like Captain Planet. You know, you have the fire, the ice, and then the tropics, if we did get something to form the wind. But yeah, what do you think, Bobby? That was...
Yeah, well,
eclipse.
you know, there's usually always something going on, but
Yeah,
I tell you, hail,
course.
you know, that's large hail, and the fires are going to be a pretty dangerous thing going on out there out west.
yeah.
So hopefully they can get that under control. We do have more developing on the tropical front, and we will basically be talking about this now. So let's go down and talk about Invest 91L. So they actually named it, or at least gave it the Invest name, right? And that what that does is it's any information and flights to it or models run on it, all that stuff is now organized under that name. Okay, and that just makes it a little bit easier. So you can get all the data under Invest 91, you put all that in, you got another one in the Pacific, you got a name for that. And so that's one of the reasons why they name them. Now, it's nothing as far as a depression, a storm, or a hurricane. It's not to that level yet. But you can see the storms, and we're not, here's the ironic part, we're not talking about this, which looks better, but that's further to the south, and there's not much rotation there. But this is the one that we're watching here. And that is looking a little bit better, although it's pretty small. She said 80%, but that was earlier today. It's now up to 90%.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
that
the
came with
development,
latest.
what, 5, 6 days, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I think the headline here is now we have a 60% chance that over the next 2 days we get at least a tropical depression out of this.
Yeah, the 2 p.m. updates, they went ahead and bumped that chance of that probability of development. So pretty good chance that we'll see at least a tropical depression, if not that, a tropical storm by the weekend. And of course, the next name on the list is Gabrielle. We have a Gabrielle that works here, so she's going to be hearing her name a lot once that does form. But Bobby, it would be very interesting to see how strong the system gets. I know some of the long-range models, some of those early models, as far as strength and intensity, have Category 2, Category 3, and of course, if it is stronger, I can't get my words out today, it could take that path that most of our systems have this year, kind of
The recurve.
riding around that high pressure. So
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
So let's after last, you know, I don't really want to ever get people hyped up about this, you know. So
Correct, yeah.
after last year, let's just start with this. It's over 3,000 miles from Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's out there.
And it's a week and a half at least away. So this is not something that we worry about right away at this point, okay? Just something that's going to be out there for a little while, and we'll see. You can see that it looks decent. It's not, you know, it's not impressive. Winds at 25 miles per hour, moving to the west at 10. Very slow moving. Pressure's really high, but that's just kind of standard for this time, right? Here are the forecast models. That's the other thing. When it gets an Invest number, now we're running models on it.
Right.
And so you can see here what it's doing, okay? Now, initially, the models were saying up in here, or at least the global models were, not all of these. But this is weaker, and so it's coming further to the west, and now it's into the islands. The islands need to watch this a week from today.
Yeah.
Okay, that's who really needs to watch it. These are the ensembles. Right now, the Euro is just running on it, so we don't have those in here. We do have the GFS. The GFS is a little bit further to the north, and the European's going to be down into here. And then we'll compare the models. Let's do that. Let's toss to a break, and then I want to show you a comparison of the GFS and the European. I'm going to lay them right over top of each other and show you the differences in the model coming up.
Discover the magic of a beautifully organized home during our Shades of Summer promotional event. Transform your space with vibrant, uplifting colors designed to boost your mood year-round. And enjoy savings up to 20% on our favorite summer-inspired finishes. Whether it's your garage, home office, or bedroom, California Closets Tampa Bay will create a stylish, expertly organized space just for you. Get started today by visiting one of our conveniently located showrooms or booking your complimentary design consultation at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
I was rear-ended by a reckless driver. I called attorney Dan Newland and he got me $500,000. And that money is really gonna help me.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000. That's 813-888-8000.
Dan, your team was awesome. Thank you for winning my case.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The wheel you love is back.
Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
We are weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, 50 minutes after 4 o'clock. Got a few minutes here. Let's show them those combinations, those comparisons between the model. Yeah. All right. So the green lines will be the European. The yellow lines are the GFS. And you're looking over here. See where the European is? The GFS, okay? And that's Monday morning. All right, Monday morning, okay? At the end of the weekend. And there's the island. So this thing is moving very, very slow. It's got a lot of distance to cover. Now, here we are by a week from today. Okay, there's the European, there's the GFS, a little bit something more than the European's right in here. The European's weak. The weaker it is, the more it's going to go to the west. The stronger it is, the more it would turn. Okay, usually. That's the way it works. Now, look what's happening as we go. There it is. The GFS is stronger. It goes up over San Juan. Let me back this out just a little bit here to right there. So you can see where it is. But the European has it over here very weak. So it just basically kind of lost it. This is the regular view that we would normally show you. You'd see of the European model, and you just don't see a bunch of circles, right? That's MSLP, mean sea level pressure. So the more circles you see, it means the lower the pressure is right in the middle. You barely see one. See that little white line right there? That's showing that it's not organized very well, okay? And that's Monday at 6 p.m. Let's go out Tuesday, Wednesday. It's moving through the islands Tuesday and Wednesday. And then now, is that a little bit of rain? Oh, a lot of rain over Hispaniola by next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend, okay?
Right.
Not organized, somewhere in the Central Caribbean. That's at least the latest model. This model initially had it recurving as a pretty decent tropical storm, if not a hurricane.
Right.
Okay, and in the last couple of days, it started coming further south, weaker, and because it's weaker, and it's starting here, it's coming wester. Remember, I always say weaker wester, right? Stronger will go further to the north. Now, let's take a look at the GFS model. I kind of jumped out ahead of time here, but you see where it is, and the GFS, this one's been interesting, because this high backs out of the way. This is stronger, so it wants to recurve. Here's the front right here, okay? It wants to pick it up. The GFS says, nope, this front's too late. This high is coming back in. So instead of this thing coming in and curving out ahead of that front, what it's going to do is come in and try to curve out and then come back around. And yesterday it had it coming into the Carolinas. Again, this is a week and a half out. So this will change. But you should know that anybody from, Maryland all the way through Florida has to watch it, okay?
Yeah.
So
definitely going to be interesting as it approaches the Lesser Antilles.
Yeah, I mean,
something to watch, but we have plenty